Thank you very much and welcome to the entire team, the entire Chennai, the Chennai South team. It's such a pleasure to be in the city of Chennai. In my mind, I think there is some amount of white paper which is there with you, but besides that, I would like to share that Tamil Nadu is a significant contributor to the Indian economy, and it contributes more than 8.5% to the economic growth of the country. Spectacular performance by the state, one of the richest and the most contributing states for India. It is leader in several sectors as automobiles, pharmaceuticals, textiles, leather products, chemicals, engineering products, ITE and ITES, SaaS capital of the country. And in my mind, I think it is the state largely, I think, led from the front by the government, the entrepreneurs, and the team, and the, I think, caliber people which are over here, I think, which drives. I think the easy connectivity to major ports across, I think, helps, whether it is Colombo, whether it is Singapore, Malaysia, and since they all are close, port, proximity, talent, I think it makes a great place for everyone, I think, to be in and around and for the development of the state. Chennai is the focal point for us. Tamil Nadu is, and I think in Tamil Nadu, Chennai is the most focal point for us, and we have seen strategic expansion in the entire state in last 24 odd months as we progress. Our locations in SME, which is the most important business driver for India's 5 trillion and 10 trillion economy. I think we expanded our presence. Earlier we were only in Chennai, then we added Coimbatore, Tirupur, Salem, and I think Europe. I think our objective is to expand and build significant amount of business. We want to double our business in 2 years is where I think the aim which comes with, and recognizing the entire growth in the southern region and especially in Tamil Nadu and Chennai. We believe that I think it is not only lending which results into the entire solutioning to the customer. We believe the entire ecosystem which is there for the customer. So the customer requires loan, yes. Customer requires trade, they require collections, they require payments, they require salary solutions, they require wealth solutions, they require state planning, because I think if SMEs grow up and they want to manage their property over a period, I think that is important. It has to be the passed from generation 1 to generation 2. I think that succession planning through estate planning becomes an important aspect. And we believe that we give the entire complete solution to the customer rather than only, I think, loan as a thought process for the work of SME. I would like to share a very important part that if SMEs want to be efficient, effective, and want to move forward, they also need to be sustainable and environment friendly. Kotak Mahindra Bank did a significant work with IIT Madras, I think the premier institution which we partner with in the scheme called Kotak IIT Madras Save Energy Mission. It's a mission which was, I think, led by a leading professor of IIT Madras. What we did, we went to various SMEs who had an energy bill of more than 5 lakh rupees a month and said that we would be happy to do an energy audit for you. The energy audit is to ensure that we enable energy efficiency by providing energy assessment services resulting in decarbonization of manufacturing sector via energy conservation. To make it simple, I think you went, saw, is there a way we can have the bill for them come down? Savings in energy is possible. Can it be less polluted to the entire economy and the country? And can they have alternative, better renewable mechanisms in which they can run their business effectively. You'll be very happy to note that 161 odd SMEs were advised by IIT Chennai and the entire team of researchers. They also involved 5 other IITs across the country, whether it is IIT Gandhinagar, IIT Guwahati, and they worked with each one of them across the country to give energy assessment to SMEs. Post the assessments of all the assessments and the recommendations which were put in, there is a potential saving of 123 crores which was suggested to all these SMEs. So what does it mean? That there is a significant amount of savings, I think, which come in with the help of the entire advice which was given by renowned professors, the research assistant under the guidance of the professor to each one of them. Out of 123 crores, almost 90, I think 20 odd % savings have already achieved till now. So which means on an average 25 odd crores of savings which has already happened with each of the respective, I think, SMEs. The biggest part, if you were to see, out of the 161 SMEs which were advised, 19% comes from Tamil Nadu, Chennai and around areas, which means I think it actually shows that the team, the professionals, the entrepreneurs from Tamil Nadu are more enterprising, more responsible, understand the sustainability and environment part significantly superior, and are able to implement the advice which is given by the respective teams in terms of savings. And that savings they actually plow it back into the business or I think expansion, which means I think they do very, very well, and it gives a lot of pleasure when they do very, very well with such advices, I think, which is happening. On the second part, I think we also equip each of these SMEs with digital solutions. FIN, which is our for your needs solution, which gives them a few clicks to do many transactions, savings significant amount of time and the working capital. We realize that again, I think Tamil Nadu has been at the forefront of adopting to the technologies and I think taking it forward amongst all the SMEs. What do? I think instead of going to the branch, they actually do everything digitally, upload an LC digitally. Instead of getting the LC in one day, they get it in a couple of hours. Or the remittances happen much, much faster, and they are able to, I think, be more efficient, more competitive compared to any of the competitions which I think they deal with. The savings which has happened on account of using digital channels is 14%, which means if they're borrowing on an average at 9.5%, I think actually they have been able to save almost 1% out of the entire 1.4% on the entire piece. And that shows the real benefit of digitization, adopting to new technologies, wanting to build a sustainable, environmental friendly businesses, and I think build their businesses with, I think, a lot of savings. In the entire part, if one were to see it, I think we want to continue this approach, thought process, and the growth of SMEs in the southern region. We think Tamil Nadu remains the pillar and it is going to grow and lead from the front. We are happy to support sustainability, energy efficiency, I think amongst SMEs in the region, resulting in significant cost savings and efficiency for, I think, SMEs. SME banking at Kotak is about offering comprehensive sustainable solutions, as I told, and I think it's a combination of those. And I think SME remains as a critical, integral part of our strategy. Kindly note that we already have 114 odd branches in Tamil Nadu, I think, of Kotak Mahindra Bank, but those are retail branches, I think, and then the 5 branches or 5 areas are where we have SME dedicated teams which cater to each of the respective SMEs, which I explained to you earlier. Chennai, Coimbatore, Erode, Salem, and Tirupur. And in my mind, I think the whole objective is, I think, to grow the branch network as well as, I think, SME presence across, I think, solutions. I will leave, I think, now for question and answers. I think whatever you want to ask, any explanations, any thoughts, I think, over to you.
Planning to double the business from
Yes.
What is it now? And, how much it is going to grow? And second question is about the branch network expansion.
I think all the SMEs put together will be around $11 billion in terms of the total business, I think, which is being done. And in Tamil Nadu, I think we want to grow our share. I think if the country is going to grow on an average at 30% per annum, Tamil Nadu we want to grow probably more than 40% per annum.
Any numbers?
11 billion, I think, becoming double in, I think, things across. I think you can do your calculations. I think 100,000 crores, I think, should become 200,000 crores.
This is for Tamil Nadu.
No, I think this is for the country. This is for the country.
So 20% will come from.
Sorry.
Roughly 20% will come from.
No. I think of all the energy audits which were done, 161 odd customers, 20% of those came from Tamil Nadu, which shows that I think the potential and the thought process significantly. As far as Tamil Nadu potential is concerned, I think 8.8% of the total country's this thing comes from Tamil Nadu. So I think Tamil Nadu has a potential of doing almost, you can call it, I think, 20 or 1,000 crores as you want to I think, move forward.
Branches?
Branches, I said, I think we have 114 odd branches which are there in Tamil Nadu with 47 locations. Currently, we plan to grow, I think, add probably 15 or more branches in this year, I think, as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned.
How about overall India branches?
I think all over India we have around 2,000 branches, I think, and we'll add around, I think, as came in that in our investor call, we want to add and become 3,500 branches in 3 years' time.
FMS doubled the withdrawal loan.
Sorry?
Withdrawal loan has been doubled yesterday in the budget. So
yes.
How it will help the SMEs to grow?
I think all the SMEs have been facilitated in a big manner by the government in yesterday's budget, and there are 4 big announcements if one were to call. One of them is to increase the limit from 10 lakhs to 20 lakhs, I think, which was there. There is a credit guarantee scheme which is there for the SMEs, which is new, improved, and hopefully better process there for credit guarantee scheme which will work. There is also credit assessment, I think, which has been told to all the banks that I think they should have their own assessments rather than relying on someone else, and I think build that entire model to move forward. And all these things will result into simpler and faster action for all the SMEs to work, to operate, and to get, I think, the funding, I think, which they have been seeking all along. Also, I think there is the support, I think, which is coming in form of even advisory, I think, which has been told, I think, all the SMEs, I think, across. Some part of the youth training, I think, which was there when we saw, I think, almost 1 crore youth, which will be trained by the top 500 corporates. You will find a lot of people will get deployed in SMEs, I think, once they are trained, I think, and are able to work.
So, focus on the SME market. Do you have any plans to have SME branches, sir?
Let me just take and then I'll come to you. Sir.
What will be your role in enhancing finance to SMEs?
Sorry?
What will be your role in enhancing finance to SMEs?
So I think if we say
taking traditional criteria to other lenders.
so currently we do lending other than the traditional criteria as well. We are at the forefront, given that we use data analytics, alternative methods through which we are able to get information, significantly using, I think, bureau and partners to assist. We are able to have it again in 2 manners. I think you make simpler to process and less documents required to process if you want to have a decision. In many cases, you actually can have advanced decision which is there, I think, which is given to SMEs. So to answer you, I think the SMEs at Kotak get benefited with speed, faster, simpler, and significantly higher technology-oriented assist model and tools, I think, which are available compared to, I think, only past looking at only balance sheet and P&L.
You must also have the turnover threshold for mandatory onboarding threats from 250 crores to 500 crores.
Yes.
So, in what way it will help boost SMEs?
In my mind, I think as soon as the threshold gets removed and it becomes higher, I think more and more opportunities come for each of the SMEs. In fact, even the IPO rules, I think, which are coming in, which are becoming much simpler. I think all these are effective ways in which the government is coming in and helping to ensure that SMEs grow. They have very clearly identified that for 5 trillion and 10 trillion economy, the biggest partner is I think SMEs and SMEs, and all these things which have been lined out are very effective in bringing, I think, each one of them at the forefront and in the limelight. Sir, you were asking.
Is there any plans to have separate SME branches?
So I think we have 5 separate SME branches which I have told you, and as and when I think and we have actually doubled compared to what we were probably even I think 1.5 years back, and we'll continue to invest. I think it purely is a function of many customers coming in, wanting, setting up. We are very happy, and you will find that Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, probably even Andhra will have significantly higher edge compared to I think other states, because they are taking the lead in terms of facilitating SMEs, setting up SMEs, providing the environment. Talent is available, which is over here. Good amount of software, I think, which is available. Good amount of people, which is available, and more investment, which is coming over here.
Regarding energy audit, you fund the SMEs or how is the operations?
We fund IT.
Oh, you fund the
For SME, it is free.
for SMEs.
Good. I think good question. I think SME doesn't have to pay anything for I think the entire activity which was done for, and it is not an easy exercise, and it is not a very I think it costs well.
Kotak Mahindra, how strong in doorstep service to customers?
I think our service is largely doorstep. Hardly customers come to our branches, whether you are individual or whether you are SME or a corporate. And you can answer doorstep in 3 ways. Do you need to come to doorstep for coffee? I think I like it. Do you need to come to branch for doing your work? I think we digitize each of your activities. I told you about trade. If you want to have a bank guarantee being done, if you want to have an LC being done, if you want to have a remittance being done, etc. In the traditional world, you have to come, you have to prepare, fill a paper, come to the branch, give it to the official. Then I think the transaction will be punched in, it will be processed and approved somewhere else, and then you will go and do the processing. In Kotak, I think you actually have a good login. I think Finn is a classic example which explained it to you. You log in, you upload your document, or fill in the information over there, and rest everything is taken care of. So you save cost in terms of to and fro, no person required. You save on time. You are able to process instead of 1 day, 2 days, and 3 days. I think you will process immediately. Even if there is a mistake, I think immediately the document comes to you. I think this is incomplete. And you fill these 2 things and then send it back. I think you actually do that. I think it becomes significantly superior. You want to have cash? I think if the SME is not, I think the cash is on delivery. I think it is there at the branches which they are able to do. SMEs are becoming more digital, less cash, but I think whenever they require, I think it's available. When they want it to be picked up, so suppose there are a few SMEs who are collecting good amount of as a part of their business, I think again it's a doorstep thing which happens and gets it done.
How strong in R&D too?
Sorry?
R&D. Research and development.
Research and development has to be done more by SMEs, and our job is to facilitate them. Example, the energy research and development. Please do remember, I think what they lack is knowledge. What they lack is tools to come, think and invest. For a few of them, if they were to do it on their own, it will be very costly. Why? Because many people may not like, entertain, because the cost they will be able to incur is very less. And that's where banks like us come in, especially. I think what we did on the sustainability and environment front, I think very great. I think a good part, I think where we can come in together. We can do many more such things. Second, I think the digital tools, I think, which are prepared. They can't do it on everything. They can't have the entire, a very big company would like to have ERP done. And SME will take some time, I think, and understanding and implementation. I think we are the ones who provide those digital solutions.
Are you doing any CSR activities?
CSR has to be done as a part of the entire obligation which is there. I think if you have a profit, I think a percentage of that has to happen under CSR. And I think there is a complete chapter on CSR in annual report. I think it got published, I guess, I think early this month or last month. And you will find that we do work across in every area, something to do with hospitals, sports, education, equipping people to become, I think, capable, significant amount of work on the social part. I think everything happens, I think, quite well. Please remember that I think Kotak has one of the highest profits, I think, and if 2% of that has to go, so I think generally said is 350 crores which has to go through CSR every year.
Do you have any data on sector-based lending within SMEs?
Yeah, I think in terms of, I think various sectors, I think very fairly distributed if you were to, I think, see it across. And if I were to, I think sector-wise you will find that, just a second, I'll go in order, I think it will help you. Agriculture and related activities, iron and steel, entertainment media, electricity, machinery, communications, gems, jewelry, auto ancillaries, FMCG, education, industrial machinery, apparels, accessories, paper and board, commercial vehicles, pharmaceuticals, plastic products, utility vehicles, infrastructure, logistics and auxiliary transport activities, real estate, retail trade, as a classic industries which I can tell you the portfolio which I think rendered out and fairly distributed.
How does the portfolio divide between medium, small and micro? Because you see tendency is to, the entire portfolio is skewed towards the larger medium industries. Hardly anybody gives money for micro.
We will be more skewed towards the lower side rather than the higher side.
So can you give me the split? Is it possible?
I think if I were to have the classification, it will be 30-30-40 or 27-30-40, 42.
The 40 will be what? The small micro.
40 will be at the higher level, 30-33 will be at the medium level, and small, micro will be around 30. Actually, you can get more than 30. Micro will be more than 30.
30, a third of your $11 billion book is for micro.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have segment-wise performance?
I think in terms of the entire part, do we will have for internal things? Answer is yes. Do we need to do it for the public? Answer is no.
Well, just try to understand where the delinquencies are more.
I think fortunately for us, if the delinquency is not there, you can say it is negligible for all three. I think it is there in the public information which is available for for you in terms of our delinquencies across. If your delinquency is less than 0.2%, you can assume.
What is it by the for the entire portfolio?
I think less than 0.19% if you are doing so.
Gross or net?
Yes, net increase.
Gross. What is gross? You would have provided.
I think
More
zero.
interested in gross.
I think I can tell you. I think this from the financial report. If it is there, I think it is there in the public information which came in 3 days back. So NPS don't bother us, and we are very prudent, very effective risk management. So happy with the way I think we do risk management. The important part is I think we need to continue the same thing over the period as well.
What is the median lending rate or borrowing rate for SMEs? What do they have to be? I mean, could be classified information, but I'm just asking for an understanding.
I think currently the rates are quite competitive, and if I were to say the biggest challenge I will have right now is that SMEs actually get lent at rates better than what even I think the very large corporates get, and that is the big advantage I think which SMEs in the median SMEs are able to get.
So
Significantly superior.
What would it be? Say 11%?
No way. Significantly less. Significantly less. I I think the world has changed. I think what it used to be, I think, and I think in my mind, SME, thanks to the government, I think they have been able to bring significant amount of knowledge, efficiency. I think there is something called trades, I think, which is coming, which is very transparent. I think the rate at which many bills will generally happen, get discounted, will be able to work at. And there is a good amount of I think assessment which is done by I think all the banks and NBFCs across, which ensure that I think SMEs get one of the best rates now in the marketplace. I said that many times I wonder that given the risk, I think we need to be much more prudent. We all are driven largely by very low delinquencies of the portfolio, not for us, I think for everyone across. But it's a cycle which you have to just ensure that the risk management remains at the core when we are pricing each of those loans.
Do you have an equity product for MSMEs?
Sorry?
Do you have a fund for equity support? Equity.
I think if the mutual fund and etc. may do it, is up to them. I think as a bank cannot have any fund.
SIDBI doesn't.
So I think you will generally have a SIDBI which funds. I think you can go and draw down from SIDBI specific loans for SME at a particular rate. But I thought you asked in terms of equity. So
are you allowed to take an equity position in another?
Of course not.
You're not.
Of course.
But SIDBI could because it's a development bank.
Yes. So we are, I think, the bank is in the only mode I think you can be there is in lending, deposits, and you have to work, I think, with them. Can you do public issues for them? Answer is yes. Can you do advisory in terms of what should they do with their entire money? I think answer is yes. Can they do something on the real estate part? Estate planning? I think it is possibly it is there. Can we bring solution of every kind? This I call it ecosystem. I think we do that. I think very, very, very effectively. But when it comes to investing, it is totally independent.
Yes, regarding the loan, what is the average ticket size?
So I think for micro it will be different, for medium it will be different, for SME it will be different, and it will be in line with what the government has suggested in terms of the various ticket sizes. So you will have people who will be in the brackets of 50 crores and 60 crores. You will have people who will be in the brackets of 5 crores and 6 crores, and you will have people in the bracket of 1 crore and 75 lakhs. Yeah, thank you.